What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. Alright, so I typed in AEW viewership number. Luckily, I didn't get the Google heading telling me the number outright, even though it wouldn't have mattered because I put my hand over the screen just to make sure I didn't see anything. And, luckily no excerpt popped up, just a couple of articles to discuss what the number came, and it dropped yesterday. And you know what? We're going to go over it. We're going to do this live. We're going to do this on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view review. Like I said, this was going to be the intro. I have no clue what the number is. Now, I will say, I'll say it afterwards. Let me at least look at the number first. So, even better, we can build up to it. So this is 411 Mania. I'll link this down in the description box if you want to follow along. AEW Dynamite rating up. Viewership hits 4-week high. Interesting. So this is the highest viewership number they had in a month, huh? Okay, so maybe they made it back into 700,000s? What you guys think? 700,000s? I don't think they made it in 800,000s. That's a little bit too high. But 700,000, I'll give them that. I'm going to guess. I'm going to say they said 4-week high. I can't see the number. I'm going to say it was 715,000 fans. I think it might be a little bit more. We'll see. Okay. AEW Dynamite saw its ratings and audience rise from the previous week, with the total audience hitting a 4-week high. I got my finger over all the words so I can surprise myself. Wednesday's episode brought in 0.3 rating in 18 to 49 and 688,000 viewers. That's their 4-week high. 688,000 viewers. See, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about, bro. Don't make titles like that, man. Don't do that. That sounds like, and look, it could be true, but at the same time, it sounds very manipulative. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds hella manipulative to title your article 4-week high when it's not really what I would necessarily call a high. Just put the number there. You know what I mean? Like, just put the number there. It's crazy. That'd be like somebody saying something along the lines of, guy saved someone's life, when the someone happens to be a fucking ant that happens to be walking on the sidewalk and he decided to cross the street. Like, you can't paint a picture out that way, because and this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about in regards to AEW. And not to mention, you're playing semantics here, man, because it's like, what are we? It's July 6th. The June 5th episode was 790,000. You're saying 4-week high, bro. That's barely scratching the surface. Like, bro, you barely skipped by it to make it to a 4 weeks to even Bruh, man, you're playing games, AEW. You're playing games, man. Or I'm not going to say AEW. Whoever's writing these articles, stop talking like that, man. Stop putting it in people's minds that this company is legitimately doing good. Now, granted, like I said, they had an excellent show last week, and I want to see them continue to grow from that show. As a matter of fact, I will say that these numbers is more reflective off of last week compared to this week, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because people came into this week's show based off of last week's show. I think the numbers for next week is going to really tell the story as to whether or not people are receptive to what AEW is doing at the moment. They had the product last week. If they continue doing it next week, that's going to tell you whether or not people are legitimately like saying, oh, okay, I want to see where this goes. You know what I mean? The stories have not just been put in place. You just turned MJF Hill back again. You got to make sure it marinates for some of the wrestling fans. But for the wrestling journalists out there, don't do bullshit like this, man. That's gross. That's disgusting. You know what you're doing when you work the title that way, man. You could have easily put 688,000 in the heading, but you didn't do that. You know what I mean, man? Like, it's almost kind of clickbaity a little tiny bit, right? Like, whenever I do my stuff, if I don't put it in the title, I'm going to make sure to put it in the thumbnail at the very least. And almost always I put it in the title regardless. Whatever topic or whatever subject I talk about, there's not one time that I haven't not put it in the title. As a matter of fact, I will say this. If there is a rare reason why I didn't put it in the title, like I said, it will be in the thumbnail and everything will be spelled out. Hell, most of the time I'll lose views because people will read the title. I forgot what do you call it? I forgot what it's called. The click-through rate or whatever the fuck it's called. The impressions. I've seen people look at the channel and, or the video and not want to watch it just because I kind of gave you a spoiler what I'm going to talk about. So what's the reason to want to listen to me talk about it if you kind of got the gist of what the fuck I'm talking about? I do it at my own expense, but, To see shit like that, nah, that's a low viewership number. They're only up by like, what, 8,000? They had 680,000 last week, right? No, that's you're being deceitful as fuck. I don't like that at all. But, for the AEW company, I guess good. You're inching closer and closer back to 700,000. I don't know how anybody feels about that, but just keep putting on a compelling TV show, going up towards your TV rights deals. Keep away all the CMLL bullshit. Keep away all the New Japan Pro Wrestling bullshit. Focus on your own wrestlers and make sure the most prominent stories get the most television time, and you always make sure that they're not boring, and you'll be perfectly fine. But keep it up. Like I said, at least it did build up, but 8,000 ain't something to really sit back and say to yourself, that's impressive. Get back to 700,000, and at the very least, we can at least side-eye you a little tiny bit. So what they're doing right now. This, though, good, but not something really to look at. But with that being said, let's not be down. We got a big show to get ahead on ourselves with, so let's go into it. Money in the Bank 2024. Give me some more. Well, okay, there goes one of my predictions down the fucking drain. Okay, but they said the main event was going to be the six-man tag match. I guess in the end of the day, they could still do the situation with McIntyre. He said he was going to cash in tonight, right? So I guess that's what we're looking towards. I don't. This just makes this even more unpredictable, bruh. This just makes this even more fucking unpredictable. Okay. So let's talk about the match then. So one of the first big spots that we got in the match was Chad Gable. He had like a grapevine, like almost like a triangle choke, kind of like on Drew McIntyre on the top of the ladder, right? And as he's like hanging on Drew McIntyre's arm in the grapevine position, here comes Andrade with a springboard leg drop on Chad Gable, who's hanging off of Drew McIntyre's arm on the top of the ladder. That was a nice spot. They continue on with Andrade trying to climb up the ladder afterwards, and while he's climbing up the ladder, here comes Carmelo Hayes with a springboard clothesline. So he's not like a springboard as in like jumping from the outside to the inside of the ring like CM Punk or something. I mean like running to the ropes, rebounding springboard, clotheslining Andrade off the ladder. And then while they were going back and forth, right, Melo was trying to go for another maneuver as far as a springboard rebound, and while he was jumping on the ropes as if he was going to go for like a springboard Cody cutter or a moonsault or whatever the case may be, Andrade met up with him on the middle rope, and then they both hit a reverse, he hit a reverse Spanish fly on fucking Carmelo Hayes on the ladder that was in the middle of the ring, right? They're all going back and forth and shit like that, right? Here comes Chad Gable. He's hitting fucking German suplexes on everybody. Really dope ass move where you had Carmelo Hayes. He was trying to go for another springboard. He was just bad luck. He thought to himself, because he knelt that first springboard on Andrade, he could just hit it throughout the night. Nah, motherfucker. He tried to go for another springboard, rebound style. And while he's jumping up in the air, fucking Chad Gable catches him in mid-air and like fucking mid-maneuver like it was nothing. Not jumping to the floor. He catches him in mid-air, drops into the mat, throws him into the turnbuckle, and hits an O'Connor roll into the Chaos Theory German suplex, right? And then Chad Gable finds the nearest ladder, and he hits a German suplex on the ladder onto Andrade's back, which I thought was fucking hilarious. They go back and forth for a little while longer with Knight. So like Chad Gable was gonna go climb up the ladder, and then Andrade or LA Knight stopped him. He was in the corner, and Chad Gable tried to take a ladder, and he tried to like throw it into his nuts while he was in the corner, or into his sternum, I guess. LA Knight moved out of the way, and like the ladder is standing up on its side. You know what I mean? Like picture that. Like picture you are trying to open up the ladder, but it's stuck in that position, right? But the ladder isn't even open. It's like on its side laying down. Not flat with the ring sticking out, on its side with the rim of the ladder sticking out. Fucking Chad Gable he attempts to do something, and then LA Knight grabs him because he tried to go for like something off a turnbuckle, and then like LA Knight grabs his neck and then hits a net breaker on the ladder on the side, which was fucking hellacious. They go back and forth for a little bit longer before you had I think it was Andrade, if I'm not mistaken, who took so Andrade came back in the ring after LA Knight and Chad Gable were kind of selling for a little bit, right? And while Andrade, I think it was Andrade or LA Knight, one of those two, were trying to climb up a split ladder, you had Chad Gable come out of nowhere and he hits like an ankle lock on, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Andrade who he had an ankle lock on, who was split between two ladders. Then Drew McIntyre comes in the ring, he breaks that up, and eventually Drew McIntyre hit a powerbomb on Chad Gable in the corner of the ladder, which was fucking hellacious also. Jay and Knight, they get into the ring and they are both going for the briefcase. They both took out Drew McIntyre, right? And when they climb up the ladder, they start the whole yeet, yes, back and forth punches with the crowd getting engaged with it. And it comes Andrade. No, I think it was Mello who pushed over the ladder while they were battling, right? And then Andrade takes out Carmelo Hayes. For some fucking reason, I don't know why, Andrade took a ladder and he like bridged it in between the ropes and the ladder just to abandon the move and then go climb up the opposite side of the ladder. Again, it's one of those like, dude, stop setting up spots. It's so fucking obvious. It's so retarded. If you have to set up a spot that deliberately, then maybe you shouldn't do the fucking move. It makes a mockery out of professional wrestling. But nevertheless, it was one of the, but I will say he did set up a spot that ended up being the highlight of the entire match in my opinion. This shit was brutal. This was fucking brutal. So you have Andrade who's climbing up one side of the ladder, right? And while he's climbing up the ladder, here comes Carmelo Hayes. He's jumping on the, I guess the way the announcers tried to explain it the way was like Andrade isn't a retard. And in reality, he put a ladder there to kind of prevent Carmelo Hayes from climbing up the ladder, which obviously didn't work because Melo just promptly stepped on top of the ladder that was bridged in between the ladder and the ropes to climb up the other side. And while he's climbing up there, Andrade is on the opposite side of the ring, right? On the opposite side of the ladder, excuse me. He's battling Carmelo Hayes on top of that while trying to grab the briefcase. Here comes LA Knight, and mind you, Andrade's on the tippy top of the ladder, not the tippy top, but like on the one of the last rings of the ladder, right? Or the first rings of the ladder, trying to get down the briefcase. He pushes fucking Andrade forward as if he was gonna land on top of the ladder, but then as Andrade is falling, he catches Carmelo Hayes on the opposite side of the ladder and he power bombs him on top of that bridge ladder that was underneath them between the ropes and the ladder. It looked fucking disgusting. It was really, 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 really fucking brutal. And then here comes Chad Gable, who's trying to stop LA Knight from climbing up and grabbing the briefcase. He belly to bellies him out from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring, where there was a ladder bridge between the announcer table and the ring apron, which, by the way, LA Knight set up earlier in the match. Then Gable, he climbs the ladder, tries to grab the briefcase himself before Jey Uso pulls the ladder from underneath his feet, and he's just like hanging from the rafters, or I guess hanging from the briefcase, before falling face first on his ass, and he's out cold. And Jey Uso, he gets the ladder, and we get to the finish where he's climbing up the ladder and he's trying to go for the briefcase before Drew McIntyre came inside the ring, and he just like threw a ladder in his face like a fucking javelin right in front of his face while he was climbing, and he almost got the briefcase off too. And then Jey Uso fell off when Drew McIntyre then climbed up the ladder, and then he retrieved the briefcase for himself to win the match. And I gotta say, this was a fun match. This was good. I thought it was a tad bit short though. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it could be the fact because they had so much fucking time dedicated to their goddamn entrances. Like seriously, 2K25 is going to be one of the best video games of all time when it comes to entrances. Can you imagine the fucking noobs who are going to spam the shit out of Jey Uso's tunts and Jey Uso's entrances? God damn, I can see it already. But yeah, this was a fun match, albeit maybe a tad bit too short, but I did like it nonetheless. The conclusion, it was so obvious that I didn't go with it. I didn't think they were going to go with it, especially with, but then again, I think I did. That was my prediction, right? I think that was my prediction. Let me look back again. I think I said McIntyre was going to win the briefcase, if I'm not mistaken. I did say afterwards, like, oh, you know, he's not going to win the briefcase if, you know, if, let me see, what did I say? No, I did pick Drew McIntyre. Okay, cool. So he was my check mark. I did say, though, that, you know, if the match card was going to be in the way that they said it was going to be, and like he was going to open, that he wasn't going to win afterwards. But I still fucking predicted this, so I get the fucking W in that column right there. Thank you very much. And like I said, this was a fun match. I liked it. I didn't expect to I expected Drew to win, but then when I heard the match order, I kind of doubted myself a little tiny bit as far as Drew winning, because it's just, you know, him claiming that he's going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and then cash in on the same night, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the main event. It kind of, I don't want to say it buries the guys in the match, because it's just like, dude, you let this guy come in, make a declaration in such a random type of match, and he wins the match. It just seemed like so, I'm not saying that he buried the guys necessarily, but it kind of feels like the booking of it sort of kind of, positions Drew McIntyre, which he is, but it's one of those deals where it's like, you don't have to like outright tell us that Drew McIntyre is better than all those guys from a booking standpoint. Yes, we see it, but you don't have to tell us it, is what I'm saying, right? And I thought they were going to go in a different direction, but that's the direction that they're going into. So we have to wait till later on tonight to see what's going to happen with the Seth and Damian Priest match. That just made that match even more anticipated, in my opinion. I mean, obviously you guys are hearing this review now, so you know what happened, but as of right now, how I'm feeling, it's highly anticipated. But solid match to open up the show. I mean, it's a Money in the Bank ladder match, so I wasn't really expecting it to be bad. You can't really fuck up a match like that. And what I say was one of the better ones, it wasn't one of the better ones, but it wasn't one of the worst ones either. Just right in the middle. Just a solid opener to, kick off the show into a peach favorite. Although I will say, is it just me, or is the audio still fucking up a little bit as far as mic in the audience? They seemed a hell of a lot more rambunctious than I thought they were, but it's like the volume is turned down to 50% is how it comes off to me. But it is what it is. We'll see how it plays out throughout the night. We got Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker coming up next, so we're gonna get ready for that, for the Intercontinental Championship. Let's see if I get another prediction right. With that being said, let's continue on. I don't get it, bro. Why do we have to do 50? Even with Vince McMahon being gone, we're still with the stupid fucking 50-50 kind of booking. Why, bro? You got a special character in Bron Breakker. Why did you have to beat him clean? What sense did that make? You had Bron Breakker come out to some ridiculously badass theme song. That is one of the best theme songs I've heard today in professional wrestling. You guys need to go check that theme song out. It's so fucking badass. Bron Breakker got a new theme song with a nice looking entrance. He looks like such a fucking badass. I can't remember the last time you've seen a character like Bron Breakker. So what do? You put him in a one-on-one match with Sami Zayn, and it's not as if I wasn't expecting Sami Zayn to win, bro. I keep getting these things right so far, but I'm getting them right in the way that I did not expect them to be right. Sami Zayn won the match clean as fuck, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. You had Sami Zayn kick out of one of this man's face. He has two finishers. That military press into the Oklahoma Stampede that Goldberg used to do, that Bron Breakker adopted, that's one of his finishers, man. That's one of his finishers. And you just let Sami kick out of it like it was nothing. Like, bro, what's the incentive behind this? What's the incentive behind this? I like Sami Zayn. I have no problem with Sami Zayn. I'm not saying that I expected Bron Breakker to not be beaten, but like, my thing is, if he's going to lose clean, he needs to lose clean in a situation where it's merited it. This isn't merited. You gave him a dope-ass entrance and everything. You're now establishing this character as being one of the most dominant figures in your rankings, and then you put him out there with someone like a Sami Zayn, and I expected Sami to win, but in a fluky manner. If there was ever, you got WWE and AEW who abused the fucking roll-up situation. Why the fuck can you have done a roll-up right here? Why the fuck can you have done something where Sami Zayn got a fluke victory and then Bron Breakker fucking destroyed him afterwards? I don't get it. Instead, you go out of your way and you put Bron Breakker into a situation where he takes a haluva kick and he just gets pinned 1, 2, 3. It's stupid. It's dumb fucking booking. It's dumb fucking booking. And whoever made the decision to have Bron Breakker lose clean, they need to be demoted, man. They need to be kicked off of whatever position they're in currently, and they need to fucking... And you know what? I think it has more to do with the fact that some of the producers currently in the company, at least some of the more head producers, happen to be midgets. I think that's where the problem actually lies, in my opinion, bro. Is that we got a bunch of midgets in the producers, and they keep making these finishers where the small guy looks just as dominant as the big guy, and I'm sick and fucking tired of it. What's the point of the aesthetic of the big man, whether it's someone who's as muscular as a Bron Breakker, or as someone who is super duper fucking big, as like, say for an example, like in AEW, like a Will Hobbs for an example, right? Like what's the point? Or like even in WWE, like someone like a Bronson Reed. Why even have these big guys and the aesthetic of the big guy? Because that in itself tells the story, right? They have a built-in story already within them from their stature. What's the point of even having people like that if you're just gonna have them go out there and look as fucking what? on par with a skinny ass midget. And I'm not here to shit on Sami Zayn. Like I said, this has nothing to do with Sami Zayn necessarily, as much as it has to do with just making Bron Breakker look like a dork. And no, I'm not going to sit here and say that Bron Breakker was buried. I mean, no, I'm not going to loosely use that terminology. But I will say in this match right here that you did no favors for his character. You made him look mortal. The whole aesthetic behind Bron Breakker is the fact that he is big, he is strong, he's nasty, he's a bully, he's going to fucking wreck shit. And then you have him go out there, he's selling moves from Sami like a normal wrestler. He's going out there, he's bumping for Sami like a normal wrestler. I can understand Sami Zayn, because that's what you want to play up to with Sami Zayn, especially him being a veteran. You want to play up to how wily he is, how much of a veteran he is. While Bron Breakker's going in there playing checkers with his strength, you got Sami Zayn in there playing chess. That's the story that should have been told. You should have told the story of Sami Zayn getting destroyed. And, he overcomes getting destroyed by getting a lucky roll-up. I was not expecting Bron Breakker to get the win here. In fact, I would much prefer him getting the win at SummerSlam, because it would be a bigger deal. But to just have him go out there and just, have a match with Sami, it feels like it was just done for the sake of having the match on the show. It's just dumb. It's just stupid. It's the same way I felt about Bron Breakker when he lost to Carmelo Hayes clean. Stop having Bron Breakker lose clean. I just can't say it enough. Stop having him fucking lose clean. It's fucking retarded as shit. And that's what he did here, man. It is what it is, though, man. It's just fucking trash. I hate the way they think nowadays. I hate how professional wrestling thinks now. It's so fucking dumb. Oh, god damn. I feel so bad for Priest and Rollins. That was rough. That was rough. If I had to give the equivalent, I'm pretty sure we all mess up at our jobs in such monumental fucking ways, even if we're the best at our jobs. You have a bad day and you fuck up royally, even if you're considered some of the best. Damian Priest and Seth Rollins are two of some of the best wrestlers in the world today. They just had a bad night. I don't know what to say. This was and I called the booking out. I just got the wrong person wrong in my community post. But god damn, I said this was going to be a classic in the community post, and it's a classic, all right, and not the ways I don't think they expected it to be a classic. That was brutal. That was brutal. The botches in the match, the pinfall botch, Drew McIntyre trying to hit a Claymore and he couldn't get his leg all the way up. I think Damian Priest legitimately kicked Seth Rollins in the dick for real. This match, I shouldn't be laughing. This is so. Damian Priest kicked Seth Rollins in the dick for real. He roundhouse kicked him in the dick. Oh wait, I gotta pause. Hang on. All right, I'm back. I had to give myself at least a couple of seconds. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad, bro. Oh no, bro. Oh no. And then the fans chanting Undertaker at Damian Priest. This was just rough. This was rough. You got to go back and watch this match just to look at the historical fuck up, man. And you could see the look on Priest and Seth Rollins' face afterwards, bro. I know they're trying to play it up because CM Punk and everything, but nah, they were legit pissed. They were obviously legitimately pissed. And who wouldn't be pissed? God damn, did you see that match? Like I said, man, in the end of the day, this is going to be one of the most newsworthy pay-per-views of the year, bro. Between Cena retiring, between McIntyre winning and losing his briefcase in the same night, between CM Punk, between the historical fuck-up and this match right here, and we still got more to go on the show. We still got 2 more matches to get through. This is... Bruh, when we get to... Can I just say also, with all the stuff that happened in the beginning of 2024, and then all the stuff that's happening in the middle right now, bruh, and we're still only halfway through the year, my 2024 end of the year review is going to be one of the biggest fucking end of the year reviews I think I've ever done. That end of the year, retrospective, when I look at the entire year in December, this is going to be one of the longest videos I think I ever made when that time comes. Oh my God, bro. I guess let's just jump directly to the finish. Because, I mean, what is there to talk about in the match in itself? They just kept botching. I don't know if Rollins' knee was fucking with him, but then again, Priest was fucking up too. Again, he kicked Seth Rollins in the dick for real for roundhouse kick. I just don't know what the fuck was going on. Miscommunication. They've had good matches in the past. I just don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. But, like I said, that night, the finish came where Rollins went for a pinfall. I mean, he hit a really, really sloppy fucking curb stomp. God damn. I can't even remember. Did he go for the pinfall off the curb stomp that looked really sloppy? And that I think Damian Priest I think he kicked out of that. I can't even remember what Seth Rollins did to get Damian Priest on the floor. I think it was the Falcon Arrow, if I'm not mistaken, right? They were trading Falcon Arrows, and he got him down, and the referee, he pulled his count. For some reason, I guess that was supposed to be McIntyre's cue to come out, I'm assuming. I don't know. But the referee, he counted 3, and Priest did not kick out, and he pulled his count. And the crowd started chanting bullshit. I don't know. The only thing I could think of is that I think McIntyre was supposed to come out, and he didn't come out, and he missed his cue. And eventually he did come out a couple seconds later. And, I called it. I said that they were going to have a bit of a triple threat match. He was going to try to do it in the middle of the match. And while he's doing that, I mean, he's battling Damian Priest, and he tries to hit Damian Priest with a Claymore, but Priest was too close to him. He was supposed to back up. You do the Claymore, you're not supposed to be that close to the opponent. You got to give him some distance. For some reason, Priest was all up on McIntyre. I don't know if he got a concussion. I don't know what the fuck happened with Priest tonight, bro. But Drew McIntyre ended up hitting one of the most botchiest Claymore kicks I think I've ever seen. That was all on Damien. He was too close to him. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I'm gonna chalk it up to maybe he had a concussion. That's the only thing I could think of. He just kept fucking up spot after spot after spot after spot. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But CM Punk came out of nowhere. He started to attack Drew McIntyre, like I said, and I called it in the community post. Just like the announcers, they called it here. It's no disqualification. So Punk came out. And to be perfectly honest with you, it wasn't at a better time. He saved this shit as best as one can save it. This shit was already done for as is. But Punk, he beat the crap out of McIntyre. He hit him for steel chair a couple times. Started choking him with the cord, a la Daniel Bryan and Justin Roberts. Threw him back in the ring, and Damian Priest ended up hitting the South of Heaven chokeslam on Drew McIntyre, and he got the win. And when the referee handed him back the belt, you could just see the look on Priest's face. He looked so motherfucking pissed. And for nothing else, Seth Rollins on the outside of the ring also, I don't think that was like them feigning, oh, we got to do kayfabe because CM Punk. No. Why would Priest do that? Priest won the match, and Seth Rollins looked even more pissed. He looked even more pissed outside the ring. They both knew they fucked up. They both knew they had a terrible match. They both knew it. And you got Punk sitting there on the announcement table. You got Seth Rollins. He's pissed off at CM Punk, which I think he's legitimately using the anger for how fucking terrible this match was to project it on CM Punk. Drew McIntyre's in the middle of the ring. He's selling, and the feud with Punk and McIntyre, that's gonna continue. But this, I guess Damian Priest is gonna go after Gunther next. That's I guess that's where we're going. I don't know what Seth Rollins is gonna do. I don't know what role he's gonna play. Clearly there's problems. There's trouble in paradise. I don't think you want to do Drew and Seth and CM Punk in a triple threat. I don't think that is the appropriate way to go. But again, this I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. It takes you out of the angle just for how fucking terrible this match was and how noticeable it was, and what happened with the finish with the pulled referee stuff. It just makes it so fucking noticeable. And to make matters much worse, even then, the match wasn't even that long also. On top of all of that, the match wasn't even that long. Just to add insult to injury. I I just didn't expect this. I actually went into this thinking it was going to be an all-time classic. I thought it was going to be one of the better matches of the year. And the complete opposite happened. They had one of the worst matches of the year. Like I said, we all had bad days. That's the best way I could chalk it up to. We all had bad days. But with that being said, let's continue on with the show. Legitimately, I know I laughed and shit like that, but honestly, that was embarrassing. That was so embarrassing. I feel bad. I feel bad for those two. I really do. I don't know how to judge this match. This women's Money in the Bank match was something else, bro. I don't know how to fucking judge this. This is crazy because it's like they botched so much, but then at the same time, they were doing some. They were trying to prove themselves, bro. So you got some really, really ugly spots, but then no, I can't even say that. All the spots were ugly as fuck for the most part. Some of these spots were just fucking flat out dangerous. What the fuck, bro? Okay, let's just go through the match. This show, bro. This show is gonna fill up an entire episode of Botchamania. This episode's gonna fill up. I swear to God, it's gonna fill up. Bro, Matthew got so much content out this fucking show. It's not even funny. So you got Chelsea Green. So all the girls go outside the ring and they're all trying to fight for a ladder, find a ladder. And you got Chelsea Green in the middle of the ring. She's afraid of heights. You know, that was the whole thing between this. During the pre-show, she went on one of the Canadian skylines to try to, get around her fear of heights. Confront her fear of heights, right? That's what she was doing throughout the pre-show stuff. And they played it up into this match right here. Now, Chelsea Green, she does not want to get on top of a ladder. She does not want to be anywhere near a ladder. So she grabs a ladder and she's like trying to pick the briefcase down. It's actually kind of hilarious and at the same time fucking cringe because you see what they're trying. Holy shit. Look at me, I'm even botching right now. I damn near fucking choked on my own spit. Praised! But I'll continue on though. Oh, was that acid reflex? Oh shit, my throat burns now. Holy fuck, and I got no water in. Oh, actually, I got this. Holy shit. Look at me. Everybody's botching tonight. Everybody's botching. I'm gonna make it through this segment. Fuck, come on. All right, Lyra Valkyria botched the fucking DDT on Io. I'm fucking dying right now, by the way. I can do this though. I can do this. Continue on. The more I talk, the more it goes away. Fucking acid reflex. Holy shit. Fuck. Lyra hits a botched DDT on Io Sky. I don't know what the fuck she was trying to go for. Maybe one of those little spider crawl, walk on the ropes, tornado DDTs. Didn't work out all too well because she got caught up in the fucking ropes. And then Io pushed her off a little tiny bit and then she eventually connected it, right? Zoe Starks. For some fucking reason, dude. So, like, she waits to do a move like in this. So, you have fucking Lyra Valkyria. She's, like, busy fighting on the girls. And Io pulls out a ladder. And she's on the outside of the ring. And she looks like she's going to go put the ladder in the ring. But then Lyra Valkyria does a baseball slide through the ropes and then kicks it in her face. But you can clearly see off the camera view that Zoe Starks was getting ready to go for a springboard dropkick, but she's just like fucking waiting there, bro. You can see her. It looks like she was gonna go for a springboard, but Lyra just went onto a different spot and she's just like literally sitting there. And I'm like, bro, what is going on tonight? What the fuck? What the fuck's going on with me? She eventually does do her little fucking dropkick to Lyra though. Tiffany Stratton, she's fighting Naomi. Ends up hitting a cartwheel spinebuster. Her little cartwheel spinebuster thing she does. She did it to Naomi on a ladder that was lying on the floor, right? Then we get... Fuck, I am dying. Hang on. All right, I'm back. Oh, man, I'm still dying, but it's not as bad as it was before. All the girls gathered, and they're like... So, like, after Tiffany hit the little little cartwheel spinebuster on Naomi, she gets on the turnbuckle, and she does, like, a fucking... And this was so fucking dumb. So, you have Io in the corner, and then Tiffany, like, leans a ladder on Io while she's in the corner. And she runs up the ladder a la Shelton Benjamin, right? And you think she's gonna do something cool. No. For some reason, she runs up the ladder to get on the turnbuckle, and then all the girls, while she's running up the ladder, they're just standing there. They're all just gathered like fucking chipmunks, waiting for a nut. They can get my nut, though. And they're all just waiting for Tiffany, and Tiffany is taking forever. Even to the point to have the fucking audacity to go, "It's Tiffy time!" on the top of the turnbuckle while these girls are waiting there for seconds for you to do your stupid fucking swanton move, which she did do. And again, all the girls look goofy as fuck, just waiting for her doing it. Chelsea is still afraid of heights. She's trying to figure out what the fuck to do. She grabs a big ladder. Eventually, she does try to conquer her fear before she was stopped by Io. Io and Lyra start going at it, right? And it's to the point where, like, Lyra is, like, climbing up the ladder, and, like, Io pushes her down, and then Lyra's legs get caught inside the rings of the ladder, right? And then Io Sky, she's, like, trying to climb above, like, on top of fucking Lyra Valkyria. And she starts stumping on her head to make sure she's down. So, like, picture that. Lyra's, like, got 2 feet hanging from the rim of the ladder, right? And then you have, like, off the, like, the rings of the ladder, and then you have Io trying to climb up the ladder while she's just, like, dangling off the fucking ladder rings. She starts stepping on her while she's hanging. Lyra then kind of, like, bridges up like a spider and then grabs her, and then, well, I guess, yeah, she hits, like, a spider German, technically, off the ladder while Io's trying to climb it. Naomi's, like, battling Zoe Stark, and she hits, like, one of the most obvious not connected fucking knees. I was expecting one of the announcers to go, she didn't get all of it, because that looked so fucking obvious that she didn't get all of it, and Zoe still just fucking sold it like a dumbass. But I will say she did make up for it, because you had Zoe Starks, she's, like, caught, right? So, like, it's hard to explain. So, like, how do I explain this? Naomi's, like, on one ladder, right? Because there's 2 ladders bridged right there. And she was trying to climb up both of the ladders at the same time, right? You have Zoe and Tiffany. They, like, split the ladder apart, right? And, like, you have Naomi who's, like, dangling, like, hanging off of both ladders, doing a split with her fat-ass booty hanging out. And you have Zoe Stark who's trying to, like, get Naomi off the ladders that are split. And when she pulls her off, Naomi hits a fucking wicked ass DDT from the split. It actually looked really, really fucking cool. I ain't gonna lie. Then you have Io and Chelsea. They're, like, in the most goofiest way possible. They're, like, setting up for, like, a bridge spot with the ladders. But they're, like, fighting over the ladder while at the same time maneuvering the ladder and the bridge. But it looked so cringe. It was so fucking bad. Zoe, and by the way, I don't even know where the other ladder came from. Now, I don't think the camera caught that, or at least I wasn't paying attention as to how the other ladder bridge got set up opposite of that ladder bridge. And then you had fucking Zoe powerbombing Lyra from a ladder onto that ladder bridge, which collapsed it. Chelsea hits, and they go into the next spot with Chelsea because she's taking advantage of the situation. The ladder is still a bridge. Her and Naomi are fighting on top of a ladder. Chelsea does one of the ugliest looking fucking unprettier, or the kill switch, however you want to call it, the impaler, whatever. She hits one of the ugliest unprettiers I think I ever fucking seen on Naomi. Man, this acid reflex is killing me. On a ladder that's bridge. It looked so fucking terrible. It was ugly as fuck. And in one of the most hellacious fucking moves. Oh, by the way, can I go back up to the top real quick also? That's what I forgot to talk about. This fucking moron Zoe Starks, bro. Tell me why in the beginning of the match, this is like going after the Lyra botch with the DDT on Io. She does like this stupid fucking move. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking, bro. She jumps in the ring and she tries to do some kind of fucking maneuver where she flips inside the ring on fucking, I think it was Lyra. While she was laid out on the ladder, this girl slips off the fucking ropes while she's trying to do the move on her, and she just clearly misses Lyra and hits the back of her head on the ladder. Bruh. Zoe kept botching so much throughout this fucking match, but this is just a botch night. You can't help it. All that's happening, and this is just straight up fucking botch at the botch at the botch at the fucking botch. You have Io in one of the most hellacious fucking spots in the entire match. Bro, she takes Zoe Starks. And mind you, we're talking about the opposite, the other ladder that's bridged now, right? So the other ladder that was bridged across for them, that's the spot with Naomi taking the ugly fucking unprettier from Chelsea Green. On the opposite side, you have Io Sky, and she takes Zoe Starks. And it looks like she's trying to go for an Oklahoma Stampede. That's what it looked like she was trying to go for. But I guess she didn't get all of it, and she just wanted to complete the spot. So instead of getting the Oklahoma Stampede, instead it looked almost like a fucking tombstone power driver damn near on Zoe Starks on the bridge ladder, which looked fucking hellacious. That looked so motherfucking dangerous. That was such a horrible spot. They're trying to play it up like, oh my god, that was the worst. That was dangerous. That was not professional. That was some backyard wrestling shit that I would expect to see from some noobs who don't have any fucking clue when it comes to wrestling training how to actually do a legitimate spot. That was not fucking cool. That was dangerous as fuck, and I hope both girls are okay, especially Zoe. If that shit did not separate her shoulder, I don't know what. She has the strongest shoulders in the fucking world. Her head went right through the fucking rings and her shoulders just bounced on the edges of the ladders. It was fucking horrible. And then you have one of the final spots of the match. So on the outside of the ring, both of the tables are like stacked like right next to each other. Tiffany and what's her name, Chelsea, ironically enough, are the ones who stacked up the two tables while they were helping each other out. Chelsea and Tiffany are fighting on top of the ladder, right? So Chelsea is trying to go up the ladder and get off the briefcase. It looked like she was going to win at first before Tiffany gets up there and she sees Chelsea, and then she pushes the ladder over, and Chelsea flies out of the ring through two tables on the outside of the ring, and then Tiffany takes the briefcase off and she wins the match. She is Miss Money in the Bank. I love how now my fucking ass reflex is going down now that I'm done with the fucking review. God damn, I was dying during this. This is one of the most painful segments in more ways than one that I've ever fucking done. But yeah, Tiffany Stratton won the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't care. It's fine. I don't mind it. It was just one of those things where I just thought it was so fucking obvious that she was going to win that they wouldn't go that route. But they went the safe route on both matches. Drew McIntyre won his match just to kind of do the story later on tonight for the WWE Championship. And Tiffany won the Money in the Bank briefcase here. Again, it was just so fucking obvious. I didn't think they were going to go that route. But they indeed did. And well, yeah, there you go. Tiffany Stratton is Miss Money in the Bank, and I don't know what I want to give this match. It was so botchy, but it was entertaining still. Like, it's weird. I think the men's Money in the Bank ladder match was better, but this match right here was just a fucking car crash of just unprofessionalism and botches just all over the fucking place. I think I'll go 3 1/4, and I'm 3 1/4, and I think I'm being pretty generous doing that. Go back and watch the match just for all the fucking botches and all the ugliness that came out of this match. And yeah, Tiffany Stratton, they have the audacity to say this is one of the best Money in the Bank matches of all time. Yeah, for like, I don't know, like a doctor to get paid from in the infirmary. Holy fuck, keep girls out of fucking ladder matches. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, I swear to God. But with that being said, we got the main event coming up right now. I see Solo Sikoa about to come out. Let me go drink some water and die, and then come back alive, and I'll start reviewing this match right here. The main event coming up. Who's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? We're gonna get Roman Reigns coming back? I don't know. This show is something else, though. This is one of the most wildest fucking shows I think I've ever fucking reviewed. Bruh. That's it. That's it. Nothing else is gonna happen on the show. You just do this match and that's it. And the match wasn't bad. Don't get it twisted. The match was fun. It was chaotic as all hell, but damn. That was it. Nothing else happened during the fucking match. The Bloodline won as predicted. Solo pinned Cody as predicted. But I mean, nothing else happened. That was very bittersweet. Okay. Alright, so we can safely say this is probably one of the worst pay-per-views of the year now. This was bad. This was bad. Not the match in itself, but I just mean like, what the fuck was the point of this pay-per-view? Like literally, the only things I got out of this entire show that was even remotely surprising was Cena. That was it. Outside of Cena, this show was hella predictable. And not just hella predictable, but like nothing happened afterwards. It was just done for the sake of being done. It was just like a filler pay-per-view to get to SummerSlam. And I don't know. Oh, wait, hang on. I see Solo. Let me see what he's saying. He didn't even say anything. I thought he was going to say words. I thought something was going to happen right there, too, in the press show. At least on the post-show stuff. Nah, Solo just walks through Gorilla and he says, "How about this? Acknowledge me," and then just keeps walking. This was bad. Yeah. This was bad, folks. Now I can acknowledge, and like I said, no pun intended, I can acknowledge the matches being good, some of them, but you got to understand how I judge these shows. It's not just based off of the matches. You know, the matches damn sure play a huge priority as to whether or not the show is going to be good, but it's also what builds up to the show. It's also the actual post-match stuff. It's also what was done during the match outside of just the athletic stuff. Like, what's the storyline that's going to come out of this? You know, what's the cliffhanger? You know, there's a bunch of stuff that goes into my score. So when you see the score, which I'm not going to say it right now, I'm kind of debating what I want to give it. It's for sure below a 7. I can tell you that much. I just don't know what to say. I expected so much more out of the show. I can't believe they ended it like that. I just can't believe they ended it like that. That was, you know, let's talk about this match first, and then we'll talk about the pay-per-view as a whole, because I got more to say about this. The match in itself was fun. Like I said, it started off very slow, because that's how the Bloodline stuff usually kind of goes. You know, you want to start off slow. You want to be able to get the crowd engaged with whatever you're doing, you know, whatever story you're trying to engage them with, and then you just keep on going. And I mean, that's what they did. And then the match, you know, they were working over Kevin Owens what felt like forever. I swear, Kevin felt like he was being worked on for the hot tag for like at least a good 10 minutes, bro. I mean, they were working this boy over, just over and over and over throughout the match. And you get to a point afterwards when he finally gets the tag with Cody Rhodes where just all hell breaks loose. You know, you got suicide dives on Tongaloa, which I legitimately thought for a second he actually did get knocked out for real, because the way his head hit the back of the announcement table and the way he just slumped, I actually thought for a second he actually hurt himself for real. But then you had Jika Fatu. He gets backdropped over the barricade and he hits one of the doctors, a lady in the head, and knocks her over. She's selling. You know, you got the referee. He's selling after being hit by Solo Sikoa by accident. And like I said, all hell just breaks loose. The guys, they're trying to... You got Jika Fatu. He takes a... no, actually, I think he was super kicking everybody first. You know, and then eventually he got worked on to before Kevin Owens hit a frog splash off a barricade through him on top of an announcement table. You know, they really protected Jika Fatu in this match really, really well. And he came off like a fucking star. You know, the way he moves is so much like Umaga, man. I swear to God, it's crazy. But, you know, you get to the end of... Again, I'm just so surprised with how they were setting everything up, especially with the ref bump. I thought someone was going to come back. I thought someone was going to come out. That's what I'm assuming everybody thought. And none of that happened. It was just a regular match. You know, they did the ref bump. I don't even know why they did the ref bump. It really served no fucking purpose whatsoever. Outside of allowing them to hit that announcement table spot, that's all it served. You know, you had Cody Rhodes. He tried to go for the trifecta crossroads on Solo Sikoa. By the time he got to the third one, Jika Fatu hit a whisper in the wind on him, which allowed Solo Sikoa to hit him with a Samoan spike, and he threw the referee back in the ring, Jika Fatu that is, and he got the pinfall. That was it. And I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked by how... I think is laziness the right word? I don't know, man. I don't know if laziness is the right word. Just how boring, that's probably the more appropriate word. I think boring is the best way to describe this match. You know, although it was chaotic, it was nothing that you haven't seen before. Although it was chaotic, it wasn't something that you wouldn't have not seen on an episode of SmackDown in a really highly televised main event. So the whole thing behind this is they're legitimately saving Roman for SummerSlam. And I just thought with that being the main event, that something special was going to happen. Triple H talking about, you know, something special was going to happen tonight. I guess he was just referring to John Cena, which felt super impromptu in my opinion. Well, here I see Drew McIntyre. Hang on for a second. Okay, that was at least somewhat fun. Yeah, Drew McIntyre acting like a fucking psychopath out here. He's like, I know where you live, Punk. I need to get to you, Punk. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, Punk. And then he's like throwing referees around, throwing shit around. You got fucking what's his name? He tried to get into his face, the Raw GM. I forgot his name already. He tried to get in his face. Drew McIntyre pie-faced him. He wants to fight him now. This was chaotic as fuck. This was super duper fucking chaotic. And I see John Cena talking right now, so I'll just kind of wrap this up real quick with just saying that, you know, nothing happened in this main event. Nothing. And just overall, I'm just super duper surprised with how lackadaisical everything came out with the show. Between the botches, between the predictability of the people who won the matches, between literally having, in my opinion, you know, I guess the Drew McIntyre thing that just separated, you could consider to be a cliffhanger, but like it was something that you were just kind of saying to yourself you were going to see anyways, right? Damn. Between me dying throughout the entire show, because I still had acid reflux after all the stuff that happened with the women's Money in the Bank match, and this was just a disaster overall. The only thing I would say about this show was just like it was all over the fucking place. The booking was all over the place. The superstars were all over the place. Nothing made sense as far as what the fuck you were doing as far as forwarding superstars. This was bad. This was bad. I don't think I'll say outright terrible, but this was, I think safely I can say this is the worst pay-per-view of the year for WWE, arguably the worst pay-per-view of the year in general, and I just wasn't really expecting that. I wasn't coming into the show thinking to myself that this was going to be, you know, that bad of a show, and it definitely ended up being that bad of a show. I can't even tell you what to go back and watch. You know, honestly, everything that you've seen tonight, it was just one of those deals where it's like you've seen it before. And not only have you seen it before, you've seen it before with literally nothing coming out of it that you weren't really... Like, we are literally in the same spot we were in before SmackDown, after SmackDown, with no forwarding of anything that I can really think of outside of John Cena retiring. Which I kind of feel like it's a cop-out. It's like Triple H did that knowing that the show was going to be shit. But it is what it is, though, man. You know, it's over with now. I guess now on to SummerSlam. Although... hopefully we get some solid matches building up into the show. Hopefully we get some answers. Hopefully we get something going into SummerSlam. Because, man, this show right here, it was disappointing. I can't even front. This was a very, very disappointing show in more ways than one. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts in regards to Money in the Bank 2024. I don't know. I mean, they all can't be winners, right? They all can't be winners. With that being said, though, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces, P, Ice.